blues fans, back for another installment here. Just wanted to talk a little bit this week about practicing and specifically learning tunes. We've been talking a lot in these lessons about playing melody based around the chords and notes that belong to the chord, and understanding how the notes we're playing relate to the chord that's sounding at any given moment in time. And one of the best ways to study that kind of stuff, and by study I mean, like learning simple melodies, and really what you're doing is you're training your ear to hear these sounds of certain notes and how they play against certain chords. What does the third of the chord sound like? What is the fifth? What is the flat seven, right? You may or may not have those terms in your mind, but on some level you do have to have a relationship between what this note sounds like on this chord, right? Okay, in the opening piece, I played the old tune Careless Love, and it's on a zillion records. It's on, I think it's called Loveless Love on Ray Charles's Modern Sounds of Country and Western Music. I know it from an 80s Dr. John record called Going Back to New Orleans. Anyway, great tune, and I love to play that one. But it's got a great melody, and I've dressed it up and kind of stole some chords from Dr. John. But my point here is that learning this melody taught me a lot about soloing, about what good melody is, which is essentially what we're doing when we're soloing, right? Is we're trying to come up with a nice melody, right? Rather than just force our own, licks over the chord progression. We want our improvisation to relate to the chord that is sounding, or our improvisations to relate to the song, right? So in the case of the opening piece, Careless Love, it's in C, right? G, C. I do this tricky Ray Charles thing where I go F sharp diminished, back to C, to G. All right? Then the next part, I go C, E, A, to D, D7, to G. Okay? Last part goes C, C7, F, and then I go to D7, and then I play 1, 6, 2, 5 for the turnaround. C, A7, D7, G, C, and then my little Ray Charles turnaround again. F, F sharp, C, right? And that melody was like on C, here's a G, C, the next part it goes. I'm a little fuzzy on how it goes here, but what I play was something like, right, that makes it C7, here's F, so long I don't even know what the real melody is anymore. But it's been such a wonderful piece to teach me about paying attention to where the chord tones of a particular chord are, right? So like, and I think if you watch the whole piece at the beginning, I kind of phrased the melody and then I improvised, and I wasn't playing along with the loop pedal. I was playing just alone by myself, and I was holding the sound of the song together in my lines, right? I mean, a piano player can play like the chord in the left hand and then play the melody, and they can really keep track of the harmony and keep you connected to the sound of the song. But on guitar, we don't really have that luxury, right? So we have to really choose our note choices carefully, right? And really try to draw out the sound of the song at any given moment. And of course, the way we do that is we play chords that are notes that are directly related to the chords, right? So, and you know, that piece that I improvised at the beginning, you know, is 35 years of practicing guitar. So that's not something you're going to figure out in the weekend, but it is valuable, and I think there's just sort of endless benefit to working on this type of stuff. You don't have to do Careless Love. You could play a simple Hank Williams tune. He has beautiful melodies and 3-chord songs, tons of them, and they're fantastic, right? You know, if you enjoy old-timey jazz and you want to play tunes like Careless Love, recently I've been on a trip working on some of these old tunes like I'm Confessing That I Love You, and I Can't Give You Anything But Love, and those are really fun. They're a little bit more challenging because the chords move around, and the melodies move around as well. But I just want to end by saying, working on playing the melody of a song, right, or a very concise and specific melody to a tune is a wonderful activity, and it will benefit you greatly when it comes time for you to improvise and play a coherent solo. Anyway, have a great week, and we'll see you next week.